When you talk about time and place, I was thinking about this sentiment. I want to know your thoughts on this sentiment that was running through my head, and that is, when most folks reflect on where they grew up, there's either this dread of getting as far away from that place, or they wear rose-colored glasses in remembrance. But when you speak of where you're from, the word nostalgia never seems to enter the mind. It seems about understanding the starting line of your life and how more truths about that time and place tend to reveal themselves with age, whether by distance or experience.
Yeah, you know what, man? I think that here again, the songs that have stuck with me and have seemed to honestly stick with other people that listen to it are songs that have wrote themselves, and they're songs that are connected to a I don't know how to describe it. It's connected in a way that me, if I sat down and said, you know what, I'm gonna write a song decrying the treatment of the Seminole Indians, and I'm gonna write a song about, you know what, it's not gonna come, for me, my part, it's not gonna come out right, and it seems like a song could be written by itself about just the treatment of people in general, by people in general, and it have 10 times the power for me,
yeah,
and 10 times everything, because, and the reason I just picked the Seminole Indians or anybody, it doesn't have, it could be anybody, because when I had songs like that when I was younger, and I found that it sounded what I used to call, when I got done with it, it's like, man, this is some old after school special shit right here. This is just like, it's like too many words, too hard trying to explain it, too hard trying to get a point across, too much time up on a soapbox. And it's like, look, man, instead of getting on the soapbox, or if you get on the soapbox, you need to get on the soapbox and yell at you. Nobody else. Not one other human being needs to be a part of this equation. You don't need to get up there and tell everybody else how full of shit they are or how anything. It's like I was saying, when I wrote Florida and Loch Loosa and all those songs to make me remember what's important.
Yeah.
Not to tell other people what's important. Not to preach to other people and say, hey, look, y'all are all a bunch of assholes because y'all ain't doing right. Y'all ain't doing what I think you should be doing, which is the most ignorant thing ever. And frankly, I'm as guilty as anyone and everyone of everything. So how can I get up there and possibly tell other people? You know, I just realized one day, I looked around, I was like, wait a minute, I'm not paying attention to any of these things, this beauty I've been fortunate enough and blessed enough to grow up in and see every day. I'm just like blitzing by it. I'm only focusing on what's wrong with the world.
Yeah, agreed.
And it's kind of like sports, man. It's like, goddamn, how many teams focus on not losing?
Yeah.
Well, the ones that do lose, man, you know, you got to focus on winning. You got to focus on winning, or you know, and focus on doing the best that you can possibly do. Use it to make you the best human being that you can be, and that's it. You know, what else are we doing it for?
Well, it's my final question is, with creating and performing music and traveling the world and meeting all kinds of people of all backgrounds and walks of life, what has that taught you about what it means to be a human being?
You know what? Everything like what we were just talking about has taught me. First off, the first thing I learned on a I don't want to say lower level, but yeah, kind of like a lower level, an entry level. At the entry level, the first thing I learned was not everybody grew up like I did, and not everybody. And I don't mean in my early childhood. I mean when I got old enough where when shit went south and it got pretty crazy for a while. But then I realized, no, it was always crazy for people who are about age 17, 16, 17, all the way up to about 28. It's crazy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I learned, though, that I went to places in America and had people talk to me in a way that would goddamn near get you killed at home.
Yeah.
And I had to just bite my tongue and realize that, wait a minute, these people are kind of showing you the way. They're thicker skinned to the point where they're not trying to offend you. They're just saying exactly what they think. And at home, there's this dance around all that stuff to make sure you don't say the wrong thing. And that alone, untangling all that, you know. And I don't mean that it's cool to go to other places and have people be rude to you, but the thing was, you know, I loved it when I went to New York, and a buddy of mine lived in New York, and he was explaining to me, like he broke down one day, and these guys got behind him and said, "Hey man, what is your fucking problem? What's the matter with you?" You know, yelling at him because his car won't start. He needs a jump. And then the guy's like, and then, "You need a fucking jump?" You know, and he's like, "Yeah, man, get the jump. Okay, let's get this guy a fucking jump." You know, if it would have been me, I would have said, "I ain't got a fucking problem." I would have got out of the car all pissed.
Yeah.
And then, to that guy's credit, he goes, "What are you getting mad for?" That's what my buddy explained to me. Then he would have said, "What are you getting mad about? I'm up here trying to help you. I'm trying to fucking do you a favor because your car's broke down and you fucking getting fresh. What's the matter with you?"
Yeah.
And then the whole point is that the whole world doesn't have all these rules with all these high, extreme consequences tied to everything. And that was a breath of fresh air. I mean, I played for years here at home, many years ago, and that's why I just went to London and left and started doing other things and played just about anywhere but home, because every time I played, there was a fight, guns came out, something. You know what I mean? Whether we gave people free beer, you know, bought a keg or two and rented out the Lakeshore Women's Club and rented it out and just try to entice people there with free beer back in the day. It always went south. It always went to shit every single time, you know. So I found out the rest of the country doesn't all live like that, and that was a wonderful thing.
Well,
so that was one thing.
Yeah,
I took away from playing and meeting people. And that's kind of a shit. That was an entry level thing to help me move away from my angst and all that thing I had in me walking around all the time waiting for the hammer to fall. Was to realize, well, not everybody's walking around waiting for the hammer to fall. Candy asked, why don't you quit walking around waiting for the hammer to fall all the time?
Well, I really want to say it was a pleasure to chat with you today.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I've been going through.
Right back at you.
Yeah, I've been going through a pretty rough patch lately. So your music's been really there for me. So I really want to say thank you for all the great music you've put out into the world.
No worries. Thank you. That's why I do it. Honestly, I do it for the same reasons, to remind me to, you know, it's like diary entries. And you know what? I'll be honest with you though. There's something about it. It becomes a mantra. When you sing it every night, it starts to, even the songs that are about darker patches, if I look at them like, look, this is how far I've moved and where I'm moving from and to, and that I'm still moving, it helps fortify me instead of dragging me back into, negative. So, yeah, it's awesome.